Hello everybody, it is Sean, the TTRPG Traveler, here with another DiceCloud tutorial. This one is more of a follow-up. We had a lot of people coming into DiceCloud from the Beyond situation, and it was pointed out that following the video, when they came to the stats page, they didn't see their language proficiencies, armor proficiencies, weapon proficiencies, or tool proficiencies. Um, so I went back and I reread the notes for Minimus Arcanum, and I realized I had misinterpreted it. So I'm here to kind of show how to get those proficiencies to show up here on the stats page. Because what it is if we go to build, this is the character we built in the last Minimus Arcanum. So if I go to my background, okay, right, loot proficiency. So loot proficiency is a tool proficiency, and there is, or it's a musical instrument proficiency, right? So there's no, if we come here, right, edit, there's no tags, no child. None of this is actually built in Minimus Arcanum. You have to build it yourself. In Libraries of Exis, or Tamarine's Library of Everything, um, all of that is already made, so you can just click everything and put it in automatically. But with Minimus Arcanum, because it's imitating V1, you don't have any of that pre-built, so you have to build it yourself. So let's go ahead and build these. I'm going to do an instrument, which should be about the same as like a tool, a language, armor, and weapon, so you can see how to build all of those. Okay, so we have our loot proficiency here. So what we want to do is you want to come down to where it says child properties, and we're going to add a child. Okay. And then we're going to come down and we want to find skill. Click on skill, and here's where we're going to put it in. So name, it's the loot. Variable name. This can be kind of anything you want, just following how Libraries of Exis does it. Loot instrument, no ability, type skill, right? It is a tool, right? Music instrument is a tool. Okay? That's why I said instruments and tools are the same, because they're basically both considered tools. Okay? You can put in the description from the book if you want. You don't need it, I think. Then you come down base values, and we're going to click on base proficiency, and you are proficient. Okay. And that is how we do this one. Create. Done. Okay. That's our loot proficiency. Loot or music instrument or tool. Language proficiencies. Right. So common language, again, edit it. We're going to come down, child, skill, name. We'll just use the language name, common, variable, common language. It is, in this case, it is a language. You can put in a description, base value, proficient. And 8. Done. And we can do the same. I think before I put Faye, that was a mistake. Sylvan, same thing. Edit, come down, child, skill, Sylvan language, skill language, proficiency, proficient, create, done. Okay. So that's from our background. If we come to our stats, now we can come down and we can see tools. We have a loop proficiency, languages, common, and silver. Okay, so now let's go back to our build, and we're going to come to our fighter, and we're going to build our armor proficiencies and our weapon proficiencies. Okay, okay, so armor proficiencies. So here we had it, I put in the tags. This would be the tags that we use in Libraries of Exis, like I said before. So light armor, medium armor, heavy armor, and shield armor. Let's go ahead and build the child properties for those. So child, skill. We'll start with light armor. So light armor, variable name, light armor. Skill is a armor. Okay. And then our base proficiency is proficient. And that is it. Okay. And then we can do this for our medium armor, our heavy armor, and our shield. Okay. So let's go another child, skill, medium armor, 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 proficient, create, oops, skill, heavy armor, 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 proficient, create, and then shields, shield armor, armor, proficient, create. Right, and then we are done. So now we have our light armor, medium armor, heavy armor, and shield armor, or shields. Okay. Right, and then finally, let's do our weapon proficiencies. Again, here I put simple weapon, martial weapon. Now, I'll just show you the basic way. I'll also show you if you're going to be doing it in Libraries of Exis, or if you're going to be trying to add tags and things that will work with each other, how it kind of works that way. Okay, so if you just wanted to show up as simple weapon and martial weapon proficiencies on your stat page, then we're going to essentially do the same thing. Come down here, child, skill, and then you could call this simple weapons. You could call this simple weapons, weapon, and proficient, right? And you could do it that way. So if we close this out, if we look at the stat page, then we'd have light armor, medium armor, heavy armor, shields, weapons, simple weapons. And that's fine. If you're just doing this on Minimus Arcanum, you're not trying to link everything, you just want it to show on your sheet that you have that proficiency, that's all you need to do. If you want to do it more how Libraries of Exis does it, and if you want to start making tags and linking things, then let's show you how to do that, because we break simple weapons and martial weapons into simple melee weapons and simple ranged weapons martial melee weapons, and martial ranged weapons. And it's doing the same exact thing. We are just expanding it. Okay, so we're going to come back to our fighter, come back to our weapon proficiencies, edit. So let's go ahead and just take this, and instead of simple weapons, we're going to say simple melee weapons. And then for this part, the way we do this, for this one, like I said, we always start with the variable names. The first word is lowercase, and then every word after that is capitalized. So simple melee weapon. And instead of weapons, say weapon. Simple melee weapon. Okay. It's a weapon, proficient, close. And then we just do the 3 more times. Skill, simple, ranged weapon, simple, ranged weapon, weapon, efficient, create, martial, melee, weapon, martial, melee, weapon, say weapon, efficient, create, and finally, skill, name, martial, ranged, weapon, martial, ranged, weapon, weapon, proficient, create. Okay, so this gives us our individual weapon proficiencies. Done. Close. Stats. And now we can see we have simple melee, simple range, martial melee, martial ranged. Okay. And again, you can stop there, but if you want to start making tags and having things kind of work off of each other, I'll show you how to do that because we're going to get a little bit more specific with our weapons. Okay, so let's go ahead and go into, from here you can just click on it, edit, right? So we have our simple melee weapon, proficient. Okay, now to start building it up more, we can say apply skill to targeted tags. So if you want to start creating your own weapons and putting those things in, this will allow it to automatically add the proficiency to those weapons. So tags required, simple weapon, and melee attack, or simple weapon and thrown attack. And that will be for our simple melee weapons. Done. Okay. Come back. And then we can come to our simple ranged weapons. Okay. Simple ranged weapon. Again, edit, and then come down and apply skill. Tags required. Simple weapon, and this time just ranged attack. No or in this case, so it's always ranged. Okay. And then you do the same for the marshals. Done. Back out. Martial melee weapon. Edit. Come down. Apply skill. Then we add our tags. Martial weapon. Melee attack. Or martial weapon thrown attack. Done. And then martial ranged. Again, edit. Apply skill. Martial weapon and ranged attack. Okay. And now that you have those tags, when you create a weapon, if you put the tags in there, it'll automatically add the proficiency bonus to those weapons if you have the proficiencies. Right? So hopefully that explains how to get these skills, how to add the proficiencies to those so that they show up on your sheet. And then if you want to go all the way for more automation, how to get even more automation. Right? Thanks for supporting. Subscribe, like, check out my Patreon, and join the DiceCloud server if you haven't already. Everybody there is super helpful. And if you can, be a patron for DiceCloud to help them grow even more. Let us get even more good stuff from DiceCloud. Right? Thanks, everybody. Goodbye.